The state government says Queensland is heading towards a peak in coronavirus cases from July and warns strict social distancing restrictions could be in place for 6 months. Another 39 people have tested positive, taking the state's total to 873. The third person to die in Queensland has been identified as 85-year-old Des Williams, whose wife also has the virus and remains in isolation. Rachel Rieger begins our coverage.
A true gentleman who adored his family, Des Williams was a doting, caring grandfather.
Because he was just so friendly and loving, the kids just were naturally drawn to him.
The 85-year-old and his wife Bev had been on the Ruby Princess cruise ship and both tested positive for coronavirus when they returned to Toowoomba. Mrs. Williams is in isolation at home, and while in good health, she's unable to be comforted by loved ones.
And now that my mother's grieving, we can't be near her, we can't comfort her, we can't hug her. It's just horrible.
110 Queenslanders from 4 different cruise ships have contracted COVID-19.
We're very, very concerned about cruise ships, and unfortunately here in Queensland, 3 of our deaths have been related to cruise ships.
The state has 873 confirmed cases, up 39 overnight. 3 people have died and 8 are in intensive care. But the Premier warns the worst is yet to come.
We're not even on the curve yet, so that gives you an indication. So we haven't even started to climb the curve.
It's expected the peak will hit in flu season.
The evidence is telling me we're about 2 or 3 weeks behind New South Wales, and the peak could be in July, August, September.
Prompting health authorities to urge everyone to get vaccinated.
We don't want an outbreak of flu at the same time as we have an outbreak of COVID-19.
Fit and healthy Queenslanders, fit and healthy Australians do become an at-risk COVID patient if they contract influenza A.
Efforts to stop the spread are continuing on the Queensland border, with tighter restrictions now in force.
If you don't have a border pass, there is no entry into Queensland.
75 people were refused entry today, including this tradie who was turned around at Coolangatta after police checked a public bus. On top of border crackdowns, police have also issued 14 fines for people ignoring social distancing rules. 11 of those were handed out last night.
This blatant disregard, you will be basically given a ticket as a result, $1,334.
Since February, about 45,000 people have been issued with notices to self-isolate.
Obviously, you're just here to do a compliance check.
Police have inspected almost 7,000 homes and businesses to check people are following the restrictions.
If you don't follow the rules, expect the police to take action.
More restrictions could be introduced if the rules are ignored. Rachel Rieger, ABC News, Brisbane.